Hi, I'm Marcus and welcome to Ho'aloha Jeep Adventures. We're so glad that you could join us on this virtual tour. For the next hour, you'll be traveling on the epic road to Hana with the incredible Shelly as your guide. She'll be joined on this tour by explorer and adventurer Stephen Heumann. So, let's get started.
Aloha, I am Shelly.
And I am Steve, and we are about to experience the road to Hana. Now, Maui is one of the most beautiful places on Earth. It was named after the trickster god Maui, who lassoed the sun, and the crown jewel of Maui is the famed road to Hana. The road to Hana is a 50-mile stretch of road that is a must-do when you come to Maui. And Shelly has a very personal connection to this road.
It's our culture. Basically, the whole entire tour is based on the culture because this is who I am and where I come from. So going back and sharing this with people that come here to learn and experience what Hawaii is about and the taste of Hawaii, it just brings so much more warmth to who we are, that they can go back and teach their own families that, you know, hey, there's a culture that is similar to ours, or whatever they had learned throughout the experience of the 12-hour road to Hana. This road is just so amazing. As we flow through the road, you get to see nature's best on Maui. I mean, our forest here is so important to who we are as Hawaiian people. And what water flows through every mountain basically is life to who we are.
So where are we on Hawaii right now?
Right now, on the road that we are on, we are basically at that red dot on the map. Paia. So that's the beginning phase of the road to Hana. Yeah, so last gas station on the right before you get into Hana, fill up because it's just about 579 out there. Beautiful town.
Oh, it feels like a surfer town. I grew up in California, in Southern California. This really feels like a
surfing town.
Yeah, a surfing town.
It truly is. Actually, this is the town where it starts off, where our surfers here on Maui. And further along, we'll be going down, passing towards bigger beaches where there's windsurfing and surfers that take place down there.
So do you have like specific beaches for specific things, like where it's just where the conditions are just right for like something special, or can you kind of do everything everywhere on the island?
You can do everything anywhere and everywhere on the island. Literally, I mean, you could have a luau at the beach. That's where it belongs. Like traditionally, that's where a luau belongs, is at the beach. So I grew up on the beach, and the beach is basically our life. We're fishes, you know, we don't get out of the ocean.
Now, okay, so can you just fish from the shore, and is the fishing any good?
Sure, yes, you can, especially in this town right here. This is the town that you would like to go fishing in, because this is where all the fish bite. From this end all the way around to the east end, right to the south side, you get the best fishing. So this is the beach right here called Ho'okipa. It means hospitality. This is a beach where you'll find normally 12 to 19 turtles in the morning and just about 30 in the late afternoon.
Oh, so sea turtles?
Sea turtles.
Like the big sea turtles?
Big, huge sea turtles. You gotta look good though. They're on the beach towards the rocks, all the way in the corner.
Oh, look at that.
Beautiful. Who wouldn't want to have a surf competition here, right?
Yeah. It looks like I think that's about as perfect conditions as you can get.
Yes.
With the waves coming in like that. Now, is this consistent? Like, is it, or is there a certain time of year where the waves are?
Certain time of year. So basically, whenever we get swells, tropical storms, you'll get nice sets of waves. And then during our winter, we do get nice big swells, and that's our rainy season. So when our rainy season is in, our waters is playing funny kind, you know?
Go look at that.
Did you go in that?
I would. I've never surfed before. I grew up in Southern California, but I never surfed. I was just more of a I'm going to play in the water type of guy. But I would go out in that. Yeah, I always loved, you know, like look at the windsurfers. Oh my goodness. So do you have to learn to surf before you can windsurf, or can you just learn how to windsurf?
You can learn to windsurf. The turtles, see the
Oh,
beautiful
wow.
turtles?
And that's every day?
That's every day. This is basically a turtle beach. Yeah, they come up here and they rest, go back in the ocean, swim around the world, come back here.
beautiful they
So
are.
this is
And don't touch.
And don't touch. This is nesting area for their family. So I can imagine, you know, they have their eggs here as well because they're always here.
Oh, look, he's got his kid on there.
Ohana.
Starting him
Yes,
young, right?
Start him off very young.
Oh, he's going to stand.
Start them off really, really young. It'll help them to not be afraid as they get older.
Look at that. He's up. So one thing I wanted to ask you is that, like, I was talking to a local the other day, and they were talking about aloha and how aloha is kind of the thing that Hawaiians and the Polynesians give to the world. That it's not just a word that means hello and goodbye. It's something that means more than that. Can you kind of tell me about that?
Yeah. So aloha, alo means to stand face to face. Ha means breath. Yeah. So aloha means to give everybody all that is good from you, or somebody. You would stand touching nose to nose with someone in our culture, and you would breathe in from your nose, exhale from your mouth, and you would give in everything that you just had that was of you. That is basically filled with love. So hi, hello, and goodbye could be used as a greeting. Aloha could be used as a greeting anywhere you go. But to live the word aloha is to have love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Now, if you can have those attributes in you to continue to push forward in your daily walk with your own self, then you automatically going to show aloha. So to have aloha means to continuously give it. So what we're looking at right now is called pe'ahi, jaws, which is the jaws. And pe'ahi is basically, as you can see, you need skiers. You need to make sure you have a helicopter to pull you in because these waves go crazy. It's between 70 and 90 feet.
Oh, wow.
And this is where they hold competitions for scary surfers. Just like this.
Jeez,
See the
look
jet
at that
skier? You need a
wave,
jet
yeah.
skier to pull you down.
Look how tall that wave is.
And you have to swim out on a different section. Not where the waves come towards you, but you have to swim out off the cliff on a different section. But it's a beautiful place down here to see. You do need a 4-wheel drive to get there, so don't be going down on rental cars because if you do, you won't be coming back up.
Man, those are some big waves. So they have to tow them out in order to even hit these waves.
Yes.
So I take it you have to be like you can't be a novice surfer to hit these waves.
Nope, not at all. You cannot just jump on board yesterday and come over here to the next day. Yeah.
Well, because if this is an 80-foot wave, if you get pulled into that curve, then you're getting dropped 80 feet
Yes.
into the water.
You're going to get dropped 80 feet, but you got to make sure you don't get into that curl because once you get into that curl, that's it. You're done. You're bored. We just never know what will happen after that.
Wow.
And that's why it's important to know exactly what you are doing. Professionals come here to do this, but it is known to be the scariest place to surf in the United States of America.
Well, just watching it, I was somewhat nervous.
Yeah, I'm pretty much sweating in my hands just watching. It's pretty crazy. 0 mile marker, the stone that sits right up here on the right is a Millennium Rock that was dedicated. This is the road right here that will take you on the first turn of 610 turns.
So now we're officially on the road to Hana,
We're officially
right
on
here.
the road. So coming around this turn right here, this is our first one of 610 turns.
610 turns.
Yes. There's 617, 618, whatever you want to call it, but it's 610 to us.
So for a lot of locals, they travel this road every day, just
Every day.
going into work and just living their life.
Yep.
So for them, it's not a tour, it is life. It is them just being.
It is life in general. It's not until you start to see residential homes and then you start to realize, wow, people live back here. So right here to our right is Twin Falls. Just about 4 miles walk in, beautiful walk in actually. You can do it at any age.
Oh, and you can walk in through the water? Oh,
Yes.
that would be so nice.
And this, what you're gonna see is the actual Twin Falls, right through from the walking area, and then you get to see how beautiful that is.
Pools.
Don't you just want to jump right in?
I do, right now.
Me too.
Oh my goodness.
It's so refreshing. I mean, this. If you think this is beautiful, you did not even discover half the road. This is not even quarter of what we are gonna discover. This is just bits and pieces.
Oh, is that like an old aqueduct? Or?
Mm-hmm. That sure is. We have so many different irrigation plugs out here.
So you can just hike back to this
Yes.
and swim in the water if you want to.
Yes. Oh. You can. A lot of people actually, that's one of their main stops is the Twin Falls. This is my favorite part right here because you know you're pushing through already. You know you're getting somewhere. Yeah, this is the beginning phase of it all right here. So right after Twin Falls, we're gonna hit right through this road right in this area, and what you're gonna see is so many different lush beauty, like the pandanus trees. We're basically coming up to the pandanus trees. It'll be on our left and our right. And this pandanus tree is the reason why I'm bringing it up, because a lot of people think pineapples grow in trees. Pineapples grow from a plant on the ground, and these trees right here coming up shows you a big huge fruit that looks just like a pineapple. It is not edible. Actually, you could take that fruit and drop it on the ground, dry out the pieces that will split apart, and those pieces turns into paintbrushes.
Really?
Yes.
So like it has like fibers.
Fibers, lots of fibers at the very tip of this plant. It's a beautiful plant. Not only a beautiful plant, the leaves make beautiful jewelry pieces, like lauhala. We call it lauhala. They're pandanus trees, the English name. It was one of the trees that came with the first settlers, and we call it lauhala. But when first settlers came with all these trades and they started to bring in all these things, it's because it was high in value. And all the things that it valued, it could be food, it could be clothing, basically anything, your home, it was for your house, a sheet, whatever it was. You know, we have all of that kind of trees out here that we could actually utilize if we needed to. And then as we pull through this road right here, there's a whole bunch of vines that you see over and over consistently that have red or yellow flowers. The yellow flowers, every time that it was on the tree, and Grandma said to be home. She said better be home before that orange flower falls in the ground or you're in big trouble. Yeah, so we never went according to the time. We never went according to a lot of those things, and our grandmother always just told us by what the earth showed us when it was time for us to get into the house.
Oh, wow.
So she would make sure that if that orange flower is on the ground, tomorrow you'll have extra chores. And we didn't like extra chores. I could understand kids getting bored out here if they're not really touching and feeling the water and really going out into the nature to express. But let me tell you, the children that I bring out here, they love this mountain. They love it, and they always want to come back. And it's not the parents that want to come back after they see this road. They don't want to, but it's the child. The child that tells their parent, bring me back to Shelly's bus, or bring me back to the road that Shelly took us on, because we want to go swim and go on her roller coaster ride, because it's a roller coaster ride when they're on my bus. If I have children, it is called the roller coaster ride, because we will go up and down and around the bends many, many times, and just to make it a bit fun for them, yeah.
So I'm noticing with these bridges that they're only one car can make it across at a time. So if you're on the road, you've got to watch when you get to these.
Yes.
And then be courteous to whoever's gotten there first, right?
Yes, so there's 54 one-lane bridges on this road, and there'll be little signs that'll say yield. So most times what you want to do is whoever got there first will go through, and the other person will yield according to their process. But for the locals out here, what we do, or even in general, if there's a line, we'll let that whole line go right through, to flow right through. And when that one is done, the next line will flow right through.
That's a pretty tight turn. You don't want to hit that going.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty tight
50 miles an
turn. You don't want to do that at 50 miles an hour unless you're a local from the backside and know exactly what you're doing, because your car can tip. I've seen it happen.
Oh, look at this wall.
Coming up right here, this is our bamboo forest. Yeah, you're gonna look out a little bit into it, and you're gonna see a nice, beautiful open ponds and area that you could hike up to go through. It does say private property, so be very careful when going down to look.
Yeah, and respect that.
Yes, please respect everything that says private property on, because then it makes the reason why it's private property so no one gets hurt.
Oh yeah, you see on the left, you can see that the bamboo just looks so different. It almost looks like hair coming out.
Yes.
Like giant hair for the land.
Yes, and that's for our princess. That's probably for her hair. You know, like the heart of Tafiti, and then
Yeah.
she wakes up as a mountain. So this right here is basically parking. There's a little hole, which we call a puka, to get down. And if you see locals over here, then maybe it's open. But if you don't see a local car out here, don't try to go through, because it's very slippery, it's very wet out there, and a lot of people do fall and slip in this bamboo forest. So this is actually called Paipai'ea, the town of this bamboo forest. See all of this beauty right here, the lush of our bamboo. And it's known to grow, 2 inches in rain overnight every day.
Oh, and look at this waterfall.
This is the waterfall that everybody goes to the bamboo forest to see. This is what they want to see. This is what they want to swim in. See that beauty
Look
right
at
there?
how tall that is. Jeez.
If I was anybody else, I'd want to go to the top,
Heck yeah.
right?
See, but look at that. I mean, it really does look like hair.
Yeah.
As it's coming out. That
It
is
does.
amazing.
Can you imagine? There's a lot. People say a lot about our bamboos here, especially those that come from Jamaica. You get every whoa and oh wow. Rainbow bark eucalyptus.
Wow.
This tree is only known here in Hawaii to turn its color on the barks, because it dries great in the tropical climate to turn into the reddish brownish color. And as it starts to bark off, you start to see the fresh green and orange on the tree again. So that is the amazing thing about this rainbow bark eucalyptus. It only grows in the tropical climate to produce these colors. So
It really does have
anywhere
that
else-
rainbow feel to it.
Yes, it does. It's actually one of my most comforting trees to see. We call it kalakoa tree. Yeah, kalakoa is the different colors mixed together in Hawaii. Yeah, so in our language, we would call it, or pidgin, we would call it kalakoa.
Kahaluu.
Kalakoa. So it's beautiful. It's not the medicine tree, but we do have the medicine tree around, which is a eucalyptus tree as well.
Now I'm noticing trees. We just passed one on the left that had a lot of red flowers on the top.
That's orange flowers.
That's the orange?
Yes,
That's, that's what you're talking
yes.
about. Okay.
That's the orange tulip, and it's an African tulip.
Yeah, because it just, like the whole top of the tree is just full of them.
Yes, and only in the rainforest will you find those trees much, because they have seed pods, and on the seed pods, it's filled with water. So it has to be filled with water, like a rainforest, for it to have that seed pods. So it's like a little moon-shaped seed pod, and you could squeeze it and it just squirt water everywhere. But we don't want to squirt water everywhere, because that's what grows the tulip.
Yeah.
So just around these turns, you're gonna see a nice waterfall. It's also known to, a lot of people go swimming there. If you don't know safety about certain areas on this road, it could be very dangerous. It is actually the 3rd most dangerous road in the world
Really?
to travel, yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is it just because it's so thin?
Yes. Well, because it's very treacherous. A lot of the sharp turns, a lot of people will not drive it, For me, driving bus, driving Jeep, whatever I drive out here, passengers would just be very thankful that they did take a tour, because they don't want to sightsee and get stuck at the 1-lane bridges. But here is that one falls that everybody loves to come. Most tourists will find this fall, go swimming, and they're done. So yeah, as it says Waikomoi, this waterfall is called Waikomoi. And we just call it Kahaluu because it's just a name that we see, and everybody can sightsee that as they pass through Kahaluu barbecue. So it's a nickname for
So you
everybody
can hike
here.
back to that one too?
You can hike up there as well. You can do all the hiking, but you see how this water is dropping just like this?
Wow, yeah.
This is on the side of the mountain. Yeah, you'll find this throughout the whole entire forest, every mountain during the rainy season. This is exactly what you want to look for.
So it looks like it's just crying, like it's a weeping wall.
Weeping wall, that's what it is, basically. But all these walls are weeping walls, yeah?
So do you have a favorite part of the road, like that for you, that whether with your family or with just your experience, that every time you come on it, you're just like excited to get there?
Yes, actually, once we hit into the area of the Kenai Peninsula, this is where the excitement begins, because we get to go home to our uncle. You know, we get to go home to the cliffside. We get to do what we want to, you know, spend time as a family jumping off of ponds and waterfalls, just to make sure, you know, we're all having good fun together.
Oh, look at that aerial view. Wow.
That is beautiful.
That is amazing. You can see the road and just how close you are to the beach. Jeez.
Right? We're actually coming up to Kaumahina State Park, which means the rising of the moon. And at this park is normally where everybody's first bathroom stop once you're on the road to Hana. Once I hit this bathroom, I'm excited, whether it's in the night or in the daytime, because I know I'm going home somewhere.
So is that the peninsula out there?
Yes, out in the ocean, what you see is the peninsula. That's basically where we're heading to right now on this tour. And it's just amazing.
Oh, look, there it is.
Kenai Peninsula.
So those trees popping up out of there. It's just...
Yep. And many different types of trees. That is what you see. A mango tree right here on the left. We have consistent mango trees. There's a big, huge mango tree right up ahead of us that we're going to be coming into on the left-hand side.
So how many people live on the Kenai Peninsula?
I would say roughly just about 90, maybe 90 people.
And they're all family, so they're all related.
They're all related. The same bloodline, just different names on the bloodline.
So I take it a lot of the lands just get passed from one generation to the next.
Yeah, it's
And
basically
so you can be for 1,000 years my family's been here.
So it's basically called ceded land. Yeah, ceded land is something that's passed down for many generations, and that's basically what this is. You know, many generations that of the same family was held here. You know, they also grew up in this area. You know, and their children, and a lot of them moved out to raise their children, you know. So it's something that I like to go back into and think about, you know, and just pretty much cruise. And just like that, watch, we're gonna be right at the ocean.
Oh god.
Just like that, traveling.
Look at the waves just crashing there. I bet sometimes a year they just come over those rocks and
right?
just smash it.
And this is where history took place for the sugar canes too, you know. And there was also a train that took place back here at one point in time. Yeah.
Like they had train tracks coming back here.
As you take this turn right here through these coconut trees, where you see those cars parked, you could actually go right in there, and you'll see a train track right under this coconut tree. That small coconut tree right there, the little one, not that small one, but the next big one.
Yeah.
That's where the train track is.
Oh my gosh!
Right
you went
there.
that close to the
to
the water?
Well, that's where they have to drop off the sugar cane, and then this is where our family land is right here.
Oh, look at the waves just hitting on that. Oh, look at that.
Yes, you see the beauty right here.
Yes, that is incredible.
This is the beauty. I want him to go on the opposite end where you see those rocks back there.
Yeah, back over there on the.
But in that bay area, that's our family, right? In that bay area. So that's one of the beautiful things. Like I'll come on my bus, I'll drop off my people on the flat, and I'll go straight to Uncle. And I'll be like, Uncle, what you get for eat? You know? Then he tell me what he get for eat. But all those patches that you see out here, that is our main staple. You see all those patches?
Yeah. So that's where you're.
That's
all the
Kahaluu.
farmland.
Yes, that right there. This is all private land right here. This is all everybody's own type of living, sustainable living. So all of this in this peninsula, they're hard workers. That's why I was saying you gotta earn your swim.
Yeah, you gotta do the work and then you can jump off.
You gotta earn your swim. You know, we go to Uncle's. Uncle has his own section that we go and we make our own family, you know, thing with Uncle. So right here, this is us.
That's the bay.
Here.
Your family land right there, that whole
well,
section.
this whole peninsula is all my family, but that right there is the section, like that's where we are at ourselves.
It's such a picturesque place. I mean, because it comes down off the mountain and it's just flat and comes out, and then you have, I don't even know how much shoreline, all that shoreline just getting smashed by the waves. And
Yep, and do not swim. Yeah.
It's just too dangerous.
Too
It
dangerous.
look. I mean, because the lava looks very jagged, and it looks like you'd just be crushed into it.
Yep. A lot of my passengers are like, "Is this our swim spot?" I said, "If you don't want to live." I said, "If you don't want to live," I said, "that's not somewhere I would go. So no, you're not swimming here."
And you know what you're talking about
Yeah.
when it comes to Kenai Peninsula.
Right. I tell them, like, no, you know. And there's a lot of family too, you know, they wouldn't expect or even know the information that we know, you know, because I go into study.
So what plants are these?
These plants right here is called kalo or taro. This is our main staple. That looks like Uncle Terry Ahuna right there. But all out here, this is where we come, and exactly what he's doing, you know, he's taking all the leaves. The reason he's taking the leaves is because those leaves, you can make this thing called lau lau. Have you had lau lau before?
I have not had lalo.
You would use that spinach looking leaf, and you would add pork butt, belly pork, butterfish, Hawaiian salt. You'd wrap it up in that leaf, and then of course the tea leaf. Marcus has a lot of tea leaf. And then you would put that tea leaf right over, and you'd steam it. You'd
And look
steam
at how
it.
jagged that lava rock is.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
the
that Oh, that would cut you up.
Yes. that
But
is-
how the waves hit, I mean, look at that. How the waves hit it is just beautiful.
Yes.
Just
And
spinning
this
up
is something that everybody, when I bring back here, they're like, wow, that's amazing. So this would be coming up to our halfway point to Hana. We're already halfway there. Halfway there, this just about a quarter mile up ahead of us is the Halfway to Hana store. And this Halfway to Hana store is just as good as Auntie Sandy's hot fresh banana bread.
Oh, there it is, halfway to Hana.
Hana tonic. So we're basically at the mark of halfway to Hana. We're almost there. A lot more beauty though that we still gotta find.
Well, I'm excited for the waterfalls. I have a thing for waterfalls. I love it. Like I've gone different places in the world, and for me, I feel like I haven't really experienced it until I'm in a river or a stream or by a waterfall where I'm in the water, where I'm feeling it. So when that convertible passed us, the driver gave us the hang loose sign. What does that mean for Hawaiians?
The hang loose sign is just a shaka of aloha, basically to tell you thank you, mahalo. On this road, you'll see it a lot. With me, you'll see it a lot because I basically know everybody that's driving in and out. But just a good gesture when people are passing, like thank you for letting me go. Most likely, it's like the same gesture as beeping your horn to say mahalo or thank you. But here in Hawaii, that's our mahalo and thank you is the beep of the horn and our shaka. Wailua Wayside
look at that.
State Park. This right here is a beauty to see over Wailua.
Look at that view.
Oversee Wailua. So this is another residential homes for the district of Keanai. So this is Wailua, and just like that one waterfall, that ponds that we call Ching's Pond, it's actually called Wailua Falls.
So this is just an overlook you can go to and you can see this whole
Overlook.
thing.
This is a beautiful overlook actually, because there's so much to see on the opposite end that it's slowly taking us to.
Oh wow, this three-dimensional view.
This is beautiful. So you would climb this area right here, come up this wall, but watch the beauty across of all of us. Yeah, there's so much
Oh,
beauty.
you can see it on both sides.
Yeah, you see all this right here? You cannot find this beauty anywhere.
Is that a waterfall in the distance?
Yep, there's a waterfall, and if you look very closely, there's a road. This right here is like you have to be here to actually get the justification of the land. You know, like pictures won't justify what, like this won't justify what we actually do see.
Yeah.
You know, this right here is just beautiful enough that, you know, you can see bits and pieces, but on the left-hand side, it goes down into gulches, it goes down into valleys. I mean, it just takes on and over. Waterfalls that you see on the right-hand side has a duplicate down at the very bottom of the bridge. So this right here, like when you look at this people walking, they're adventuring, they want to see something different. You know, they want to see something, what's on that side, on the left-hand side, you know? So that's the beauty that I see right now, is that the left-hand side, you know, you got to be here to see all of that. and it's just beautiful.
Well, I mean, and this is a one-dimensional tour.
Yes.
We're just showing the.
Yes.
You know, we're showing bits and pieces. I mean, you get to see the whole road, but you don't have that opportunity to look around. And so this is a good teaser for it. But yeah, you're not getting the other dimensions,
Right.
the smells and the tastes and the feel on your skin of the mists and the humidity of the air on your skin and that sort of stuff.
This is the beauty. It's my favorite.
Oh, I can see it right there. We're coming up on it.
As we get closer, you're gonna start to see this beautiful, like you're just wishing right now to smell that water flowing.
Oh, you can see it just pouring off there.
Yeah. Can you imagine it on a stormy day?
Oh, where it's one instead of three?
Yep.
3 berries. Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Yep. You see the 3?
Yeah, and the big it's the mama, the papa, the mama, and the baby.
Yep. Mama, papa, baby.
Oh, and it's fed from the top.
Yes. Watch, it gets more and more beautiful.
So does that come down into a pool then, and
Yes.
it just feeds it?
And it feeds, yes. So you see how it's coming down towards the cracks of the rocks?
Yes.
Because it's a pool. So a lot of people, they love to come and go above Waikomoi Falls to swim. But then there's another above Waikomoi.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
See it?
So you can. So how do you hike? Do you climb?
You
How
hike,
do
you
get
have
up
to
there?
climb it, yes. There is one way to get down, and it's through the bridge, but it's still such a high drop, you know? So you have to kind of like hold on or find a spot to really hold on to and nudge your fingers in there to get grip so that you can get down because it's very high.
So you can just swim up in that pool, just wade in there.
Basically,
Get up
you
there.
could, but because that is like one of the most powerful waterfalls, it's not good to swim up there. And that's one of the things I love about here is purpose. Yeah, I come out here for a reason. Not only to do my tour, but at the same time, make everybody feel family from the beginning when they get onto your bus or your Jeep. After that, the entire day is the best day you could ever dream of. That's the authenticity of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, is the Ohana. We make it an Ohana. We make it an Ohana trip. We make it an authentic trip. I take you and we eat all day. Yeah, we eat all day long because grandma always say, make sure you feed your guests, you know, and the food out there, that's something that we never, ever get a bad review on. Everybody loves food. And by the time it's time to eat it, when they taste that Kahlua pig, you know, that pulled pork, that smoky pulled pork, they're just like, what was that? You know, we would tell them ancient Hawaiian secret. We cannot tell you what the secret is. Right now we're at Makapipi Falls.
Look at this. This is the.
Beauty,
look
huh?
at that falls. Oh my gosh.
You have to go behind to get this beautiful waterfall. So this is just like one of those falls on the other side, but Makapipi Falls, as you can see, there was a truck going up, so somebody caught a really good picture right here. And then you get that right above, you'll have 2 other falls at the same time. See?
Oh, so there you go. Oh, the road goes right over the top.
Yes, right at Makapipi. So somebody got this bottom coming in, and in fact, this is the beauty right here. Everybody's like, what? There's 3 of them. Yep, there's 2 right above.
And it's so tall too. It's just a massive waterfall.
It is beautiful. To go down there and to get into the water, that is the most rewarding. Like, that's why we make our children work and earn their waterfall, because you still got to work to get to the waterfall. You know what I mean?
How would you even get down there?
Through the bridge. On the side of the bridge, there's like a cutoff, and you would walk down to the side. So there's so many trails right over here to get down. Anyway, this is what it takes sometimes in a bridge, you know? Patience. I always write out on that 9 that I told you about with the spill of aloha. I write out on kindness and patience. That's what it takes. This road takes a lot of kindness. It takes a lot of patience so we can make movement through this road. If not, that kindness and patience might just flip into something different, you know, but we don't like to ride like that.
So I was noticing just a second ago, we went under some trees and there was they didn't look like vines. They looked like very furry, with just drapings. Was that the tree, or was that something growing off of the tree?
So what you're seeing on that tree, that's a banyan tree. Yeah, banyan tree, the roots grow from the top of the tree, not the bottom. So you see it going down and dangling towards the ground. Those are roots coming
Really?
from the top of the tree. There's many banyan trees. It's one of the sturdiest trees out here that we do have. Actually, I do remember running around on those trees because the trunks are so huge that it gave you a pathway to just run and keep going. You know, my kids, they like to play hide and go seek, or they like to play chase master on the tree. You know, and sometimes it's just like, get off the tree, you know, but then how can you say get off the tree? I'd rather have you on the tree than on an electronic.
Exactly.
You
Because
know?
they're appreciating the land and the outside and the
Yes.
experience, and
And-
not just a screen.
And that's why I choose to be adventurous, because the electronics today will take you away from the beauty that God has given us through nature, you know, and to have our children go back out there and learn nature. You know, most children, most parents, they wish that they could bring their kid to a forest that was safe, no animals, insects that will harm you. You know, so having this opportunity, yes. When my kids get grounded, they already know. Please, let's go to Hana. It's so boring. I said, well, I'm going to torture you until we get to Hana, right? Because they want to get out. They want to get out of my way. They want to redeem themselves. So what we're coming up to is Pua'aka'a. Pua'aka'a is where we have two beautiful waterfalls. That one that you see coming up to the right, and then if we went a little bit more forward, you'll see this one right here. So this is just a normal day right here. Beauty that you still get to have this beautiful heavier, it's still a heavier flow than normal. Even though you have such a trickling waterfall, but on a day that it is storming, that water is brown.
Really, just from the stirring
Yes.
everything up?
Believe it or not, though, we do get passengers that come up here, drivers that take their passengers to do a jump here. But I don't do it because the reason for it is because if I get hurt, my passengers don't get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, my passengers don't get out. So my auntie made, you know, a clear point to me about that. And she said, Bebe, don't go up there with your passengers. You can teach them, but walk back down. I said, that's not going to be fun, so I'm not going up at all.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so we
Swimming
get
in the pools.
some of our drivers, they come up there and they teach. There
Oh,
you
there
go.
he goes. Oh, that was a nasty belly flop.
That was a owie,
Oh,
or what I
he's
would
got a
call
red
owie.
tummy now.
He's hurting right now.
Look how clear that water is.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It is clear. But
I
it's-
noticed they had like the benches where you can sit up there and just kind of sit and enjoy.
Yeah, you can have a picnic up there, hang out with your family, watch the kids swim, go swim with the kids, whichever you prefer. And basically, that's the life for us back there, or back here. So a lot of this right here is just, you know, a normal drive. This is where we add in stories and ties to family and things like that. And like I said, a lot of it becomes personal, yeah, to you. It's an amazing ride for my family, you know, because not every family out here learns their culture. Not every family will go into it. You know, some of them are still dumbfounded, you know, into who we are and our culture, because sometimes their family lineage, they cannot find their family members, or some was just one child, you know, so that's when it becomes hard for the families, you know, to learn our culture, to go into it. And some of them, they get hurt, like easily. They get hurt by what other people say. So if you can easily get offended, then this is not the spiel for you, you know. So right here, we're coming up to Hanavi. This is a very beautiful site. And I always call it, you know, Hanavia Mekapu'uvai Ihana, because it's the heart of, it's a heart to me. You come in around one turn and all you see is those veins just coming down. But when you take that one turn, it's just pounding right through.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like something, you know, my dad always talked to me about. Like, it's just something that we did together.
Oh, geez. Backflip off of it.
Yep. You know that was one local boy, because you're not going to get on tourists doing something like that. But you see that right there? That's the heart of it all.
Oh, there's another one. Jeez.
Yeah, this is Makana's favorite jump off. Yeah, and then right now we're just riding through Nahiku. We're almost into Hana, basically. Another half an hour rolling through this and we're there. So once we hit that marketplace, it's like, for me, a mile marker. I'm waiting for the marketplace to open because that's my morning run on coconut and my morning run on rack of ribs, you know? So, you know, you just got it. You just got it going there. Like bus drivers, tour drivers, they get taken care of out here. You know, we all get taken care of because we bring in passengers. So when we reach our stop, we hungry and they feed us. Yeah. Uncle is always like, baby, what you like? What you eating today? You know, it's like, I don't know, give me something different that I never eat yet. But we ate everything, you know?
Well, everything seems to be familial even when you're not in the family. Like you're here and everybody is willing and more than happy to help. Yes. And to take care of. And I think that for a lot of us from the mainland, we're really not used to that. We're used to having a guard up.
Yeah.
And it seems like you're on this road and you're meeting these people and your guard either naturally starts to come down or you have to think about, okay, I need to take my guard down. I'm in a safe place.
Yes. But that's why I choose to say aloha to everybody that I come across, because they don't know what's going on. They're tripping out like, what you know about this place? Or they'll ask me at places too, and I gonna fill them in, you know, because that's who I am. But to show them the aloha, yeah, to show them this is how it's done, or family oriented, you know, it makes them feel warm inside, you know, like, wow, I am traveling. That was a really nice lady that went by, you know. Or I even get like, oh my God, I met a real Hawaiian lady. You know, like, oh my God, you know, and then you're just like, okay, yeah, there's a whole bunch of Hawaiian ladies on this side. You're going to meet them all, but they're like, it's normally the women that talk. I said, a lot of the men can look intimidating, but they are the ones with the nicest hearts. You know, they look mean, but they're not mean. That's just how they look. You know, that's just their facial expression. Like for me too, I thought I was intimidating until everybody was like, Shao, just smile. Just smile. You know, but it's beautiful when you have that. And a lot of people too, like, you just say aloha to them, it just flips their whole day around, you know. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of having aloha. When you can say, hey, aloha, and they look and they're like, oh, hi, you know, like, she don't know me, but she just told me hi. Or I think that's what she said. I mean, that's what we go through on a daily here, you know, is that aloha that we can keep shining, keep sharing, because without that aloha, we ain't nothing. Yee! This is my favorite place right here, Nahiku Marketplace. We're coming in.
So what sort of stuff can you buy at this marketplace?
You can buy huli huli chicken. You can get your coconut. You can get fresh fruit here. They have a stand here of all kinds of fruit for the entire season. So this is why I stop over here, because this is the beginning phase of your authentic meal. You know, that meal that you want to show off because it's consistently moving. And everybody asking questions, and me, I wrote on my window, I tell everybody, you smell that? That's called pulehu. Say that, pulehu. Then they tell me, pulehu, what does that mean? I go, it means barbecue. So that's what you just smelled. There's like, can we stop there? I'm like, yeah, because I'm getting my free plate right now. You know, and it's the bomb. But that's where I do my coconut, my electrolytes, right there.
I love it when you just get you get that ocean in the background, and all of a sudden it just kind of comes. You forget because you're just in the forest
zone.
and stuff, and all of a sudden, boom, there's the ocean, and you're like, oh, that's right, we're right here.
Yes, and just like that, you seen them, yeah. See, that's what I was telling Kana. I was like, come on, you got to do this with me. Like, you guys would be laughing so hard. But this is right here. The airport strip is right on the outside down here. You cannot really see much of that because we're on this one road. But we're almost to Hana. If you can see the airport strip, that airport strip is in the Hana town. Yeah. So we're already there. We're just about a couple more bridges to pass up. Maybe about 3 more bridges and we're in.
Now, once you're in Hana, what sort of things can you see in that area?
In Hana?
Yeah, or just in the area of Hana.
In the area of Hana, you'll get a beautiful little town, to pass through. The only school is out there, basically, for intermediate, high school, and elementary. And now we're arriving in Hana. Hana Farms is the first restaurant, actually, we're gonna be coming through for the road to Hana. Such a beautiful place, as you can see, that they farm right outside. Everything that comes from this farm is what they use in their restaurant. You see this cross right here?
Yeah.
This cross is so important to my family. We used to come up here for sunrise service Easter Sunday with our parents all the time to do setup every Easter Sunday. So this is Kahaluu to the right. Oh, Kahaluu Caverns.
So these lava caverns, is it just caves?
This lava caverns is it is caves, and these caves are down in Ulaino. So in order to get down here, you gotta take the first left, and it says lava tubes on them. This is Kahaluu, but it's the same link. You see how these tubes go?
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
You come down here, make sure you have a flashlight if you are gonna do any type of caves, because your phone battery will die out. Like your phone battery, you're gonna bounce right in here because it's looking to roam already, yeah? Because you're underneath.
Yeah.
So your phone gonna die out really quick.
How long are the lava tubes?
Sometimes it's a half an hour long. It really depends because you got that 15 going, 15 coming.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you can make it out on the top of your cave because you'll have like this little hole, then you'll go up. You see all of this right here?
Yeah.
Before, O Pe'a is a bat. And this is where bats would live. Old ancient times, you would have these tiny little bats up in there sleeping. On the big island or the Hawaii island, my great-great-grandmother had pictures of the bats in the cave. And that's how I knew of the Hawaiian bat. So this is what I call mango grove because from June to November, it's fermented. This is a fermented road right here, filled with mangoes. But this is where you will find the little piggies during the mango season.
The mangoes,
yes,
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yes, this is where you'll find them, and you get different colors, different shades, different dots. It's just, that's what it is. As we come through here, we're gonna come up to a beach called Waianapanapa. Waianapanapa is stomping grounds for my family members, and a lot of grave sites, old grave sites, are down here as well. But down in Waianapanapa, you get to find black sand beach, swimming, blowholes, lava tubes, and also, historic stories of our princess, Princess Kaiulani, down in the holes. So we'll kind of go into that a little bit later, on our actual trip. But as we come down through this to this beach, normally straight ahead of us is where today is only for commercial vehicles, and then the opposite end. But as you look at this beautiful scenery, this is the beach that nobody wants to leave.
Also, there's the black sand beach
Yes.
right there.
Yes. This is where nobody wants to leave. Then you get all these almond trees right here. Ooh, look at this beautiful dog. This is what you'll normally find. You'll find other people's dogs here because this is lifestyle, yeah? This is everybody's home as well. A beach where a lot of children of Hana grew up on. And today, we barely get to go down there because it's just filled, yeah?
Yeah.
It's filled with people, so we like to stay away. But that black sand beach that you see is very relaxing for your feet. If you were to take off your socks or your flip-flops or whatever you wear and walk on that sand, it's very massaging. Very, very massaging. So this is a beautiful beach to come and check out. Like, this is no mistake. If you miss this beach, you've missed the best of Hana. Yeah, you missed the best of it all.
Oh, there's a cave.
Yes. This is the cave on the beach. This is the cave right on that black sand beach where we tell everybody go ahead and check that out because you can walk. You can walk through, but this is where the story of the shark man, yeah, came from. The
Story
legend.
of the Shark Man.
Yeah, there's a story of the Shark Man. There's a story of half pig, half man. The story of a half lizard, half woman, you know, of ancient Hawaii. And this is where they reside. That hole of that cave that you've seen is where the Shark Man resides. Yeah.
All right, so if you're looking for the Shark Man, you want to go to Waianapanapa and you want to go to
Yes.
Black Sand Beach.
But you can also go to our library and read up on those stories.
Really?
Yes. And it's
Well, I'm totally intrigued now with the Shark Man.
well,
and the
this
lizard
this
woman.
all happened back past 1700s, you know. So it's just legends that we heard. Just like Maui, how he fished out the island with a magic hook. Same story, you know, same types of story. Our Mo'owahine, she was the lizard woman. She was known as the most beautiful woman on the island, but she loved to take in the men and kill them. She would lure them in.
The original
She would-
Black Widow.
She would entice them, yes, original Black Widow in the form of a lizard. Yeah, so there's many different stories. Like if you put a leaf in the water, yeah, and the water sinks, she's there. She's present.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's how you know to avoid. Okay. Well, so if
To
any
avoid
beautiful
certain-
women are trying to seduce me,
Beautiful area.
it's a
I'm-
lizard woman and she's gonna kill me.
Yes, but she's on the Lahaina mountain, so you have no worries back
Okay,
here.
good. So in Maui we're safe. This is good to know.
She's in Lahaina, right on the other mountain, on the opposite side of Marcus's mountain. So coming right over here, this is our school. Hana High, Elementary and Intermediate. You don't really get to see much of it on this one, but come and take this tour so you can see everything else. With Ho'aloha Jeep Adventures, our main goal and mission is to respect the people out here and to work with and never against, you know, the people. And we also like to support local businesses, you know, by stopping for lunch, you know, bringing our people out here to do the best of all best out here and staying out of everybody's way, you know, basically the locals out here. And we always follow the traffic laws, you know, the Hana rules and regulations. That's something that we push a lot with our drivers, you know, knowing that Ho'aloha is such a small company, private, family owned, and it's amazing that we can come and show other buses or other tours that, you know, this is what we should do to respect the Aina or to respect the land and the people of the land. Yeah, so that's something beautiful that you know, we do. We also do honor private properties. So for us, when it's a local spot, in our hearts, to us it's already written as a private property. So anything that is private property, local stops, we're big on respecting that.
Oh, what is this?
Kahaluu. This is the actual beach. Like you have to go around. You gotta hang off of branches to get around to this beach, actually. So the red sand beach that everybody is dying to swim in is a naked beach. This is an off-limits red sand beach. It is very dangerous to come around. So on this virtual tour, what you're seeing is the beauty that you cannot get to. Most times the beauty that you get to will cause you to not appear again because of the branches that are so hollow on the cliffside.
So I guess that's the end. This is our last spot. Shelly, thank you so much for taking me on this tour. This has been absolutely amazing. I can only imagine what we like for everybody to actually go on this tour with you.
I think it'd be an incredible ride, but I was honored to be your tour guide.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your virtual tour with us. If you want to experience this tour in person, visit our website at hoalohajeeps.com and book a tour today.